The computer uses the 60 index to great advantage throughout the whole of this lesson on fuel calculations. The three parts of this lesson will instruct you in the methods of finding the fuel required, given a consumption rate and a time, finding the fuel consumption rate, given a fuel quantity and a time, and finding the endurance, given a consumption rate and a fuel quantity. To calculate the amount of fuel required, given the rate of consumption and a known time, align the 60 index against a consumption rate per hour. Then read off the amount of fuel required on the outer scale against the time on the inner scale. An example will allow us to demonstrate the correct method. Given a rate of fuel consumption of 8.6 gallons per hour and a time of 2 hours 40 minutes, calculate the fuel required. As always, we'll get an approximate figure to allow us to judge the scale of the answer. Rounding up to 9 gallons per hour for 3 hours, we get 27 gallons, so our answer must be somewhere in that area. Align the 60 index with 86, representing 8.6 gallons an hour, on the outer scale. Now align the cursor with 2 hours and 40 minutes on the white scale, 160 minutes on the inner scale, and read off 23 from the outer scale. Our approximate figure tells us that the correct answer must be 23 gallons. To calculate a rate of fuel consumption, we set the time in minutes on the inner scale against the fuel amount, in gallons or litres, on the outer scale. The consumption rate can be read from the outer scale against the 60 index on the inner scale. We'll use an example once again to make the mode of operation clear. What's the rate of fuel consumption given that 18.4 gallons have been used during 3 hours and 20 minutes? To get a rough idea of the magnitude of the answer, mentally divide 18 by 3, which gives us somewhere in the region of 6 gallons per hour. First, align 200 minutes on the inner scale, that's 3 hours and 20 minutes, with 18.4 on the outer scale. Read off 55 on the outer scale against the 60 index on the inner scale. The mental division gave us a figure in the region of 6 gallons per hour, so 5.5 gallons per hour is the correct answer. To ascertain aircraft endurance, given a rate of consumption in either gallons or litres per hour, align the 60 index on the inner scale with the rate of consumption on the outer scale. Now align the cursor with the total fuel figure on the outer scale and read off the endurance on the inner scale. An example will enable you to see the procedure being used. What's the aircraft endurance given a total fuel of 48 gallons and a consumption rate of 8.6 gallons per hour? First, we'll get a ballpark figure. Mentally divide 48 by 8 to give us 6 hours endurance. Initially, align the 60 index on the inner scale with 86, representing the consumption of 8.6 gallons per hour, on the outer scale. Now align the cursor with 48 on the outer scale. Read off the figure on the inner scale, which is 33.5. Our ballpark answer was 6 hours. Therefore, we deduce that the answer is 335 minutes, or 5 hours and 35 minutes. Note that this answer in hours and minutes can be read directly from the white scale.